What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing the Fear of God Nike Air Skylon 2. Sorry for losing my voice a little bit. The Ravens game yesterday got a little bit rowdy. I really am losing my voice a little bit. This kind of sucks. Earlier in December, we got the first release of the Fear of God and Nike collaboration with the Nike Air Fear of God 1s and the Nike Air Fear of God shoot-arounds. Both of these high-top releases were brand new silhouettes, but it looks like Nike and Fear of God aren't restricting themselves to having to create new sneakers for each shoe that they drop. They're also reworking some classics like the Nike Air Skylon 2. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I've ever owned a pair of Nike Air Skylons, or for that matter even tried on a pair of Nike Air Skylons, but having this sneaker in hand as my first experience with the Skylon, it's not a bad shoe. I do have to say though that for 150 bucks, the materials on this sneaker leave a lot to be desired. So without further ado, let's jump right into the sneaker itself. Here it is, the Fear of God Nike Air Skylon 2. Jumping right into the shoe itself, you've got these gray accents that cover a pretty large portion of the toe that are actually 3M. At first I thought they were just gray accents, but then I got the shoe in the studio and they started to light up and yeah, it wasn't that interesting of a story, but they're 3M. The black panel running around the rest of the toe is actually this sort of felt feeling nubuck, and I've got to be honest, it doesn't feel like that great of a material. It honestly just kind of feels cheap, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe this is a much nicer material than I'm giving it credit for, but it really feels like something you'd find at Joann Fabrics. But maybe you guys can't relate to that. I don't know. My mom was into crafts, and it's a whole big thing. The point that I'm trying to make is that it doesn't feel that great, especially not for 150 bucks. In the center of the toe, you've got this black mesh, which is lined by another material, which kind of stops it from being too breathable, which is a little frustrating. Moving up the sneaker, you've got these black rope laces, which end in this sort of bolo tie situation, which I'm not totally sure why it came like that, but hey, if you don't like it, you can always take it off and just have normal laces. Also, if you don't like these black rope laces, you do have other options. You've got white rope laces and also black flat laces. Underneath the laces, you've got this perforated black leather tongue. And then moving inside the sneaker, Jerry Lorenzo and Nike gave us this black leather sock liner, which feels great on foot. However, you can't really wear it without socks because your feet are gonna sweat like crazy. Rounding off the inside of the shoe, you've got a black sock liner with the Air Fear of God branding printed in white. As for fit, the Fear of God Nike Air Skylon 2 does seem to fit pretty much true to size. That's the size that I went with and it seems to fit me fine. However, if you have the chance to try the shoe on first before you buy it, make sure to do that to make sure the sizing is right for you. Continuing back on the sneaker, you've got more of that kind of boring black mesh on the midfoot, and then you've also got this patent leather Nike swoosh in black landing right in the center of it. Moving even farther back on the shoe, you've got more of that black felt feeling nubuck in place of the heel counter, and once again, it just doesn't feel that great to the touch. Printed on the lateral side, you've got the Fear of God branding in 3M, and it's a very subtle touch because you can't really see it unless you hit it with the flash. And then moving around to the heel of the shoe, you've got the Nike Air branding embroidered in black. Moving down on the sneaker, you've got this sort of light tan or off-white midsole, and then finally moving to the bottom of the shoe, you've got more of that off-white colored material with a traction pattern that pretty closely resembles the Nike Air Presto. Overall, the Fear of God Nike Air Skylon 2 is a solid-looking minimal sneaker that feels pretty good on foot. It's very, very light, which for performance wear is a good thing because of course the Skylon 2 was originally a performance sneaker. However, on this particular collaboration, because of the material usages and because of the way the sneaker feels overall, it just doesn't feel like it's worth 150 bucks. Visually though, I think it's a pretty clean looking sneaker. Not a huge fan of this bolo tie aesthetic, but you know, you can get rid of that with no problem. Also, I really like how Jerry Lorenzo hid the Fear of God accents sort of in plain sight because you can't see them unless you hit them with the flash. But that pretty much wraps up the review for today. Now, I would love to know your thoughts on the Fear of God Nike Air Skylon 2, so make sure to leave those comments in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe down below if you haven't yet, and I'll see you on the next one.